Hi everyone, I thought I'd show you how to use Examdotnet. It's a very easy way to assess students and to do sort of traditional cycle test. Okay, so first of all you have to sign in. Okay, over here you can see I've created various exams. So if I want to create a new exam, you click on the new exam tab. You will then write the name of your assessment. Okay, you then have various options on how you want to set up the exam. If there are no digital exam questions, for some reason you're not uploading anything, then this is the tab you would use. Otherwise, you could upload a PDF file or you could write in exam questions. So if you write in exam questions, you could copy and paste, for instance, a document that you already have in Word, or you could write in your questions or whatever. Okay, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to upload a PDF file because I'm pretty sure that's how most of us would probably prefer to do it. So you upload your PDF file. Okay, and there you can see your PDF file. Okay, has been uploaded. Okay, and then you just go close and it's there. La 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 la. Okay, then you have student information, and this is the information you require from the students before they start writing their exam. Do you want a first name, a last name, an email address, a class, a teacher's name? Maybe that doesn't really matter. I'd strongly recommend you use email. Email is quite useful to have because in one of the other functions you can actually email the kids a code. So I like ticking email. Okay, the next tab over here is, do you want to make the exam anonymous when you mark the student's work? So in other words, what will happen is you won't see their names, you'll just see numbers. I don't like doing that though, at the best of times. Okay, then we have the student work space. So this is in their, essentially their text document that they're typing. Okay, we will require a writing area. Do you need them to be able to spell check their work, scan in written solutions with a mobile phone? Okay, then we have the accessibility tools. I don't see any of these particularly necessary, but in case you want to, there's translation, English synonyms. What is useful over here is the speech synthesis. So in other words, if you select this option, kids who have a option to read out their paper or to have their paper read to them can then actually have that done for them. The only thing when it comes to the speech synthesis is that then you cannot upload it as a PDF. You then have to write in the exam question. So copy and paste those questions into the paper. Okay. And that is accessibility. Then we have audio files in case you need to upload an audio file. Okay, then we have various subject tools. I think this will be quite useful for the maths and sciences. We have a drawing tool, a formula tool, a calculator. And so if you say, yes, they can use a calculator, there's a little calculator and they can actually use that in their exam. Okay. Formulas, programming, the whole lot. External resources, this is if you want to put an additional resource in. I don't want to do that, but maybe in a life science or something like that, you'd like them to read more information. Okay, we then come to security, okay, and this is what you want them to be able to do. So high security, I mean, I'm never going to pick high security, but that's where you actually tell them they have to use a particular iOS, a particular actual browser. Okay, I'm going to allow any browser. That means they can use Chrome, they can use Explorer, etc. Okay, but then over here with settings for the lower security mode, you can then choose. So if they then leave that tab, how do you want to know about it? Do you want to require it in the explanation, but it unlocks immediately? So the kids can say, oh, sorry, ma'am, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to notify the teacher, but don't lock the student out? So in other words, you'll get a little notification that says that they have now left that window. Okay, do you want to require an explanation and wait 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, or do you want to require an explanation and a manual unlock it by the teacher, which means you then have to unlock that child if they are writing and they do something which might be sinister. Okay, I'm going to say notify the teacher, but don't unlock the student, and then I can assess whether I believe there was cheating. And then you just go create the exam, and the exam is then created. It's as easy as pie, isn't it? Okay, so now I want to show you, I had my colleagues, shame they get picked on a lot, but they wrote an exam. So I want to show you some things around that exam. Before I get there though, if you look over here, these three little dots, there are various things you can then do over here. But what I think is very interesting is you can give another teacher access, which means that if there are 2 or 3 or 5 of you teaching a single grade, you can then share that exam and see what's happening. Okay, if you need to delete it, tag it, etc., etc. Okay, so now let me go look at this test over here. Okay, and this is where you see surveillance and results. Okay, so if you look over here, this is when the kids are writing. This is the tab you will pick, and then you can see as they join and what they write. Okay, so over here, you can see 6 people started and submitted the exam. Okay, now what you can do is at the beginning of the exam, you can set a timer for the students, and you can say 60 minutes or whatever. But what's important to note about this timer is that it won't force the kids out at the end of the time. So the time will show that it is completed, but the kids actually then need to push submit. Okay, at the end of the exam time, you actually need to force submission for the students. Okay, and over here you would then say, okay, even though these people have not yet submitted, I'm going to make them now submit. Okay. What is quite nice about this is that if you then have kids who maybe are still writing, who have extra time, etc., you can then allow them to have that 10 minutes of extra time. Now, if something goes wrong, let's say the Wi-Fi goes down, etc., and you need them to now regain access, but you don't want them to use the old code because now you've closed that, you can then give them an individual exam key, okay, which is quite useful. Okay. And then over there, you'd click on your person. So you'd say, okay, there is the individual key to access that exam. Okay. Okay, so let's go back over here. Okay, so this is how you do it. Now, let's say it's the end of the exam. You know the child has submitted it when there is this green tick. While they are writing the exam, there's not this green tick. Okay, so once they've then submitted their exam, you can go over here and we can look at somebody, and then you can say print the test, or you can download it as a Word file or as a PDF. And then you can mark the PDF like you would have marked any other exam paper, or as a Word document, or you can print it out, use a pen and ink, and scan it back to them. Okay, and that's really as easy as it is. Enjoy figuring it out.